So I wake up this morning and Konami has delivered us the full set reveal for Chronicle of Glory, the new mini box coming, I believe, on Tuesday. It might be Wednesday for Europe, I don't know, but it's in a couple of days, so expect with maintenance tomorrow to get all the cards added in game, and then, you know, the box coming out a couple of days later. So, obviously, immediately, we're getting a Stardust Chronicle Spark Dragon, which I kind of teased in the thumbnail of my video when I talked about this box. It kind of made too much sense. And we're getting Megaliths, which is interesting, because they've not really done much in the OCG and TCG, but in Duel Links they might be able to do something because they are very unique mechanics. So let's go down real quick, try and not see anything, and then we go. Okay, so first of all, Stardust Chronicle Spark Dragon. This is the main cover card for the set, and it's going to be our first main foray into ACCEL Synchro, which of course is using a Synchro monster and a Synchro tuner. So, pretty exciting stuff. Obviously, we kind of anticipate this coming because of Bruno coming this month, and so it makes sense to give something similar. So, I think that Bruno's stuff is now, you know, eligible for the next main box or for a structure deck. That could be a possibility. So Spark Dragon is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Level 10, of course, decent stat line. Must be synchro summoned and can be summoned by the ways. Once per turn during the player's turn, you can banish one synchro monster from your graveyard, so there's 2 of them when you summon this, so immediately you have material for it. This card is unaffected by the card effects for the remainder of the turn. That's really good. You have an on-call towers, so it just can't be affected by anything. That's insanely good. Obviously, it's kind of hard to get out because we don't have many things right now. I assume this box will get more that will summon this guy. But if this card is destroyed by an opponent's card by battle by card effect, target one of your banished dragon synchros specially. So of course, you're going to want to use things like Stardust Dragon, Stardust Spark Dragon to summon this guy. Will you have a level 2 tuner synchro? Probably not. So we'll see what we're getting in this box, but floating into another good target is going to be pretty interesting. I don't think this will, this will see an insane amount of meta play because, again, it does require quite a bit of setup, but depending on how easy it is to summon, that will change things. Then we have Coral Dragon. Oh, okay. This box might be really, really good for mini box. This is a really good card in the TCO. It was at least a few years back. So level 6 water, it's a synchro tuner, so okay, you can use this plus a level 4 synchro to go into your Stardust Chronicle Spark Dragon. But if you don't do that, it's just a generic synchro. Once per turn, you can discard one card, then target one card your opponent controls and destroy it. And if you synchro summon cards sent to the field to the graveyard, you can draw one card. So in TCG, if you summon this, you popped a card, and then you linked this off, you would then get a draw 1. Obviously in Duel Links we don't have link summons, that's fine. But if you then use this to go into a bigger synchro summon, you just get a draw 1, which is really, really good. So definitely this is probably going to be, just without anything else in the box, this will be one of the chase cards and one of the reasons why, even if this box turns out to be trash, which I don't think it will do, then, you know, at least with the 3 packs plus 1 UR deal, this will be a chase card, kind of like Ballista Squad, so very good. Then we have Megalith Bel, okay. Earth Rock Ritual, you can ritual summon this card with a Megalith card. You can discard this card to ritual summon one Megalith Ritual monster from your hand by tributing monsters from your hand or field whose levels equal or exceed the number, okay. And if it's ritual summoned, you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of ritual monsters with different names in your graveyard and destroy them. So I thought Megaliths didn't do much, but clearly they have a field nuke. Okay, and the whole gimmick with Megalith is that all of their monsters are used as ritual spell cards. So any monster basically means your hand isn't a brick in most cases, but so Megalith are either going to be a very cool engine for certain decks, or they're just going to be this nuke everything and try and attack in with rituals, which, you know, having a ritual deck come back to the meta would be quite fun because we haven't seen one since Cyber Angels, and I don't think these will be as good as them, you know, back in their prime, if you kind of consider the metas, but still, it seems alright, you know, so far, seems okay. Then we have Dragoon Knight Lewin, so maybe this is why the Divine Lance got hit. We'll see. It's a Dragon Synchro Tuner. Okay, I think this came out in the same set ACCEL came out in TCG, so maybe there's kind of synergy there. If this kind of special summon, you can target one Dragoon monster in your graveyard, equip it to this card. Okay, if you then get one out that can special summon itself out, that then makes a bigger synchro. That's fine, but I think those are all tuners, and that won't work for something bigger because this counts as a tuner as well. To wait and see. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Dragoon monster you control, equip this card to that target, and it gains 1000 attack. So if you use this to climb into ACCEL, you can then make ACCEL 4300 and not rely on having that Divine Lance. Even though Divine Lance gives you the unaffected stuff, like, that's fine. But if you want an alternative way of playing Dragoonities, I think this is it. I don't think this is going to magically make the deck any better. It's just another option. So, okay. Then we have Geomatic Magnet. Oh, okay. I love this deck. If you remember back in, went to the Konami community today for the set this came out in, and I played this deck. I love these cards. And a new Cyberburst archetype as well. And it's a tuner synchro. It's also generic. So, even if, you know, let's see what it does. When this card destroys a monster by battle, you can target up to 2 cards your opponent controls and destroy them. Okay. He's not bad. He's not bad for a generic. If this card is destroyed by battle or by your opponent's card effect, you can add one MATHMECH spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. Once per turn each of those effects. That's fine. A decent generic synchro, obviously with MATHMECH synergy. Very, very nice. Honestly, I might go in just for Coral Dragon and for MATHMECH because I like this deck. Then we have Megalith Ophio level 4. Exactly the same kind of thing, but if it's ritual summoned, you could add a Megalith monster from your deck to your hand. So this is your deck searcher. Okay, that's fine, not bad. Then we have Megalith Haggith, which I'm going to guess is the spell or trap one. Yep, that is the spell or trap card searcher. So whilst you don't really need the spell or traps for the deck to work, there must be some good ones for there to even be a spell card searcher. Then we have Mathematic Edition, so our first super rare non-extract Mathmech. You can target one face-up monster on the field, you can't special summon for the rest of its turn, except for Cyberburst monster in your extra deck, okay. Also, special this card from your hand, but it can't attack this turn. If you do, the monster you targeted gains 1000 attack. With these effects, I believe you can target your opponent's monster as well, so if you want to special this guy out and then hard tribute summon something on top of him, you can do. I think you can, at least. I think that's how it works. You don't have to target one of your monsters, you can be one of your opponents, so you can give your opponent's monster 1000 attack points if you really want to. Cool. I don't know if this one warrants the super rare slot, but we'll have to wait and see what else we're going to be getting. Then we have Nagel Far, Generator Boss of Fire. Huh. So more cards from that same set that MATHMECH came in. Very good stat line, 300 attack points, 200 defense points. Can control one of these. If a card you control be destroyed by battle by card effect, you can either destroy one generated monster or one beast warrior type you control, and you can only use each effect once per turn. Okay, so either we're getting more generators in this set, or they're just having it here so we can destroy him if we want to. Okay, I wonder how easy this guy's going to be to get out, because it seems pretty cool, but let's see. Then we have Flamvell Fire Dog. So this was actually good back in the TCG back in the day, for a little while there. When this card destroys opponent's monster by battle, and since the graveyard, you can special summon one fire monster with 200 less defense points from your deck except itself. Wait a second. You can summon Nagel Far with Fire Dog. I'm sure you do have to kill the monster, which is, in the current meta game, getting harder and harder to do because we are putting out bigger monsters on the board turn 1, so there is that. But I think that's a pretty good little combo. You kill a monster, you summon out, you generate a boss, you then have a big boy on board, and then you can protect your other monsters. Or cards, it's just cards as well, it can be spell and trap cards as well. So, okay. Okay, I'm liking that one. I wonder if you could combine this with the chicken deck, the new Fire King chicken deck. That might be kind of interesting. in case you don't want to nuke your board with like the big chicken. So right, let's continue. Megalith Portal, a field spell card. The first time each Ultrasun monster will be destroyed by battle each turn, it's not destroyed. That's a passive effect for the entire field, so you and your opponent. If a Megalith monster is special summoned except in your damage step, you can target your monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Wow. Obviously once per turn effect, but every single turn basically guaranteeing you can summon a ritual monster with their effect of being a ritual spell card. That's pretty nice. You search this off with Ophio, I think it was, no, Haggith, that was it. Search off with Haggith, and then you summon something out. Yeah, like, okay. If this deck isn't, like, tiered, at least, I'm gonna be surprised. I don't think it's gonna be anything, you know, tiered 1, tier 2, tier 3 maybe, and most likely, tier 3 when splashed in with something else. If that's how far this is going, sure. Then we have Battle Warts. Okay, target one synchro monster you control, special summon one Warts token with the same type, attribute, level, attack, and defense of that monster. Neither player takes damage from battle with attacks involving this token. This is here obviously to help support the ACCEL Synchro summoning mechanic. Obviously not directly because this won't be a synchro monster, but it just means if you go into a synchro tuner, you can then summon up a normal monster of that same level to then go into a bigger normal synchro. So, not bad. I think there'll be some cheese decks with this card, but I don't think it's anything special right now. And I don't think you could use this for Xyz summoning. You might be able to. It depends. I can't remember if you can use tokens for Xyz summoning. I don't think you can. I'm not sure though. Because if you can, then this is going to be pretty insane for Xyz summoning. If you can't, it's whatever. Then we have MATHMECH Induction, okay, trap card. All sidebus you control gain 500 attack points. That's pretty decent. It's kind of like a field spell. If you control a MATHMECH monster, you can send this special card to your field to the graveyard, then target one card your opponent controls and destroy it. So there's your removal, or some more removal at least, for the deck. It's a tad slow for my liking, but it might be okay. Then we're done. Okay, then we're done. So from just the super rares alone, I'm going to go through and just have a quick look at some of the other rares and normals in a minute. This box is not amazing, but there's definitely potential. Like the Megalith stuff, and I'm guessing we're not, obviously I don't think we'll be getting the new support I had in Rise of Duelist, I think it is. There's a couple new cards in there that are really good for Megalith, so if we ever get those, then this will be a very good box to go into, because it's just, this does have pretty much the entire Megalith deck from what I can understand. Like we're getting 2 more rare rituals there, we're getting, and that's it, of course. We're getting that, that's all. Lewin doesn't, you know, Lewin's not amazing. I don't think it's going to really change much for Dragoonities right now. The MATHMECH stuff, let's see actually, see what MATHMECHs we have. We have addition, we have subtraction, so that's going to be target a monster and make it reduce it by 1,000. Yep, it is. Okay, so that's fine. Anything else for MATHMECHs? Am I missing? Okay, nope. We have equation, which is a monster reborn and gains 1,000 attack points. Not bad. We have Beam and Blade Nayuta. Okay, alright, this one I think actually helped me to win a couple of matches. Let me read this one again. Equip only to a Cyberus type monster. If the equipped monster bounces your opponent's monster damage calculation, you could send one MATHMECH monster from your deck to your graveyard. The equipped monster gains attack equal to that monster's attack points at the end of the turn. Okay. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one MATHMECH card in your graveyard except itself, add it to your hand. So it's not bad. It's not bad, but we only have 2 main deck targets from what I can see in subtraction and addition, which means that we have no tuners. We're actually going to need a, let's 8 in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to need to find a generic level 4 tuner for this deck to even work. Huh. I think we have a Vylon tuner that might work with, because that one that works with equip spells maybe, that might kind of work with this. But obviously you can't equip it to it. That's really weird. And then we have Helios and Helios Duos, okay. No Macrocosmos or whatever, but sure. UFO Turtle coming in, that's pretty big. You know, obviously we had Giant Rat, which was a super rare for some reason. This being a rare makes a lot more sense. We have Mataza the Zapper. I'm surprised it wasn't in Duel Links already, but being able to attack twice, the control of it cannot be changed, so the opponent can't take it. That's pretty good. I think there'll be some cheesy OTK decks with this card, so kind of watch out for Playmaker or Duel Links meme to kind of do a video on that, probably. What else is kind of screaming to me right now? Dual Assembworm. This came out in one of the Frame Star decks, and it can special itself out by banishing 2 other Cyberse monsters from your hand and or field. But its attack's halved, and if you don't do it that way, then it does have some removal for banishing monsters with equal to or less attack points to it. So I guess that's okay. Anything else? Bitron and Leotron. Level 4, 2000 attack points normal. I think that's a new record actually for that stat line. Not bad. And what? Anti-Raigeki and Griffin Wing. I know we have Feather Duster and maybe Raigeki in the creator skill. Maybe. But this just feels like you're just wasting a slot on random crap that's never going to see play. This whole box actually is kind of just like it's kind of like a mess of just random stuff thrown together to see what sticks. And like, sure, they have all of these, synchros are synchro tuners, which is great. But Magma doesn't do much when there's not Final Sigma, which isn't in here because it requires the extra monster zone, and also it's ridiculous in terms of Duel Links power level right now, which I'm guessing is why the tuners aren't in here, because I think they require the extra monster zone as well. So that makes sense, but that's also really annoying because this deck would be so much better if we had those tuners. Like, just those tuners would have made the deck even better. Final Sigma would have been insane. Oh, actually, I don't know if the Xyz monsters require the extra monster zone as well. If they do, then we're not seeing this deck get any better for like the next 2 years. If they don't, we might see this deck kind of come back around, so maybe. But apart from that, highlights. Coral Dragon. Very good card. If you want to wait for the 3packs 1UR deal, use it on this card, because this card is good. It's just a very generically good synchro. Very good card. Megalith seemed like a decent deck you can build from the box just going in. Will they be meta? Who knows? But I'm personally not that interested in them. So if I don't pull them, I'm not going to be too upset. MATHMECH stuff, me personally, I like that deck. Even though it's going to be completely dogshit in Duel Links right now. The synchro is pretty decent. But beyond that, it's kind of a meh box, honestly. And if it wasn't for the MATHMECHs, I would skip it in a heartbeat, like I've been doing for the past boxes. And my only worry now is that I need Degrade Buster for this deck for some reason, which was in the box I skipped with DDDs. So, I don't know. It's a weird one. It's definitely not the follow-up to the last box, which was better than the past couple of main boxes, but not by an insane amount. So you have to think. We're now, 2 boxes away from Zexal World. We have, assumedly, one coming in very early August, and then one coming very early September. Which means we'll probably be on schedule for going main, mini, main, rather than mini, main, main. Unless they decide to pull a last year where they went new box first week of August, new box last week of August, and then just like they kind of go ridiculous on it. I think they're saving things for Zexal World, for this box to drop on that first launch day, for it to be insane. For it to be kind of like the Dark Dimension, but on a whole other level. That's my personal feeling. There's also 2 other Synchro Tuner cards here. A level 4 and a level 2. That one might be hard. This one can change its levels, so this one I think might see some play with people experimenting as to what kind of things work. Like, yeah, like Coral Dragon, plus a level 4 Synchro, so that you could get this, and then you could use this with Stardust to go into Star Chronicle Spark Dragon. So who knows? It seems fun, but it doesn't seem meta potential. I I'll give it like a 6.5 box. I think that's fair. Anyway, let me know what you think down below on this box. I know my thoughts were kind of all over the place. So I was trying to kind of react to what the kind of decks can do and stuff. And I'd like to be proven wrong. I'd like to see Megalith be a very, very good top tier deck. Will they be? Who knows? Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next Duel Links video, which might be from scratch tonight. Obviously, this kind of puts a spanner in the works because this takes away time from editing that. So we'll see. Hopefully, scratch tonight. If not, I'll update you guys on the community tab. Thanks for watching. See you all in the next Duel Links video. See you then.